Are you one of those service business owners who stare at their email drafts for way too long, wondering if what you're about to send will actually help you get more clients or just annoy people into hitting unsubscribe? Look, I get it. You're running a business, wearing 10 different hats, and the last thing you want to do is craft some elaborate email campaign that takes hours to write and gets you crickets in return. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes. While you're overthinking that perfect email, your potential clients are scrolling through their inbox, deleting generic messages left and right, secretly hoping someone will just talk to them like a real person and offer something genuinely useful. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that one simple email looks like. The email that cuts through all the noise and actually builds trust with your audience without sounding salesy or desperate. You'll also find out why most business owners overcomplicate their email strategy, and how this single approach can fit seamlessly into your existing sales funnel to warm up prospects before they're ready to work with you. So grab a coffee and let's dive right in. Okay, so what's so special about this one email? Let's be honest about something most marketing gurus won't tell you. The reason you hesitate to hit send on your emails isn't because you don't know what to write. It's because you're terrified of coming across like every other business owner who treats their email list like a personal ATM. You want to stay connected with the people who've shown interest in your business, but there's this constant fear that you'll sound too pushy, too salesy, or worse, completely irrelevant to their actual problems. And the unsubscribe button? It feels like a personal rejection every single time someone clicks it. But here's what I've noticed working with service business owners. The emails that actually work, the ones that build genuine relationships and lead to real conversations, are usually the simplest ones. They're not fancy. They don't have complicated templates or clever subject lines. They just solve one small problem and make people think, this person actually gets it. Who is this email for? This approach works especially well if you're running a service business with a smaller email list. Maybe you've got anywhere from 50 to a few thousand subscribers. You know, the kind of list where you can still remember some of the people who signed up and what they were looking for. If you're tired of sending newsletters that feel like you're shouting into the void, and you want your emails to feel more like having a conversation with someone who could genuinely benefit from your help, this is for you. So, what makes this email different exactly? The difference is focus. Instead of trying to accomplish 5 different things in one email, introduce yourself, show off your expertise, pitch your services, share industry news, and ask for a sale. This email has exactly one job: build a small amount of trust by being genuinely helpful. That's it. No complicated funnels, no psychological triggers, no 7-step sequences. Just one useful thing that someone can actually use today, delivered in a way that feels like it came from a real person who understands their world. So what does this email actually look like? It has 3 simple parts, and I'll walk you through each one. First, you start with a warm greeting that acknowledges why they're on your list in the first place. Something like, hey there, I know you downloaded my guide about improving your website conversions last week, so I wanted to share something that might help with that. Next, you share one quick, practical tip, something they can implement in the next 15 minutes. Maybe it's a simple way to test if their contact form is working properly, or a question they should ask themselves about their landing page headline. The key is making it specific enough that they can take action, but not so complicated that they need to hire you to figure it out. Finally, you end with what I call a soft invitation. You're not asking them to buy anything or book a call. You're simply letting them know that if they found this tip useful, you have a free resource that goes deeper, like a checklist they can use to audit their own sales funnel. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if I send this email and nobody responds? What if people think it's too simple? What if they unsubscribe? The reality about email responses is that they're typically lower than most business owners expect. Even good emails often get replies from only a small percentage of recipients. But that doesn't mean your email wasn't valuable to the people who read it. And yes, some people will unsubscribe. Industry data shows that unsubscribe rates under 2% are considered normal and healthy. When someone unsubscribes from an email that was genuinely trying to help them, they're actually doing you a favor by showing you they're not your ideal client, which means you can focus your energy on the people who are. As for keeping it simple, in my experience working with service businesses, straightforward approaches tend to perform better than complicated ones. People are overwhelmed enough. They don't need another complicated system to implement. They need someone who can help them solve one small problem right now. This email isn't meant to generate immediate sales. Think of it as the first real conversation in a relationship that might eventually lead to business. When someone receives an email like this and thinks, that was actually helpful, they become more likely to open your next email. And when they're ready to invest in solving their bigger problems, guess who they're going to think of first? It's relationship building disguised as helpful content. And it works because it doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like advice from someone who understands their challenges. Okay. Now, before we continue, let me give you a simple template you can adapt for your own business. For the subject line, forget about generic phrases like quick question. Those get ignored. Instead, be specific about what you're actually helping with. Try something like, the one thing most your service miss, or first name, spotted this on your website, or simple fix for your specific problem. Hi, first name. I noticed you downloaded specific resource last week, which tells me you're working on specific challenge. I wanted to share something quick that might help. Then at this point, you gotta share one specific actionable tip related to their challenge. If you found this useful, I put together a simple checklist that walks you through related process step by step. No email required. Just grab it and use it whenever you're ready. Then you add a link to your free resource and a hope this helps or something similar. And then you sign off with your name and maybe the GDPR rules, but that's for another video altogether. That's it. No fancy graphics, no long explanations about your credentials, no hard sell. Just one helpful thing delivered in a conversational way. You can send this from whatever email platform you're already using, whether that's MailChimp, ConvertKit, or even just your regular Gmail account if your list is small enough. You're thinking, okay, I send this helpful email, but then what? Do I just wait and hope people write back? A lot of business owners mess up on this one. They either send the email and then wait forever, or they get scared and immediately try to sell something. Let me show you what actually works, okay? First wait like 3 to 5 days. Not everyone checks email every day. Some people might see your email and think, I'll read this later, and then forget about it. After that week, you can send one more email. Just say that. You wanted to make sure they saw your tip from last week, but try to say it in a more out-of-the-box way, and just an I'm following up kind of thing. Again, you do not want to be bland or generic, but you'll still need to treat them with respect. So no false promising clickbait kind of thing, okay? Here's what that second email looks like. Hi, name. I sent you a tip about what you shared last week. I thought it might have gotten lost in your inbox. If you missed it, and you're still trying to fix their problem, it might help. Put the tip here again or link to the first email. If not, no worries. Just didn't want you to miss something useful. After these 2 emails, keep helping in different ways. Maybe tell them about a simple tool you use, or answer a question lots of your clients ask. The point is to keep being helpful without trying to sell anything. Your goal is simple. When they're ready to pay someone to solve their big problem, you want them to think of you first. That happens when you help them regularly, not when you send one great email and then disappear. After these 3 emails, your goal is to stay visible. If you want to learn how you can crush email marketing in your business, or you're just wondering which step would make sense to take next video, we've got you covered. Look, if you're tired of your marketing efforts feeling like you're throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks, you're not alone. Most service business owners are working way too hard for the results they're getting, and usually it's because of small, fixable issues in their sales process that they just can't see from the inside. If you'd like a quick 5-minute audit of your funnel or your process to spot the areas that you can test and improve upon, I've put together a free downloadable checklist especially made for service businesses with smaller teams. It's meant to help you trace the leaks in your own business and identify what your next steps should be to solve them. This way, you can make changes to those exact areas of your sales pipeline and understand your customers better. You'll be more likely to get more out of your marketing efforts, even with the same number of leads you're getting now. The link is in the description below. And if you found this video helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments. What's the biggest challenge you're facing with your email marketing right now? Thanks for watching. This has been Rita with ClicksandThings.com. See you in the next one.